Hello friends, I'm Madhuri Naule, lecturer in Electrical Engineering Department from Kekewak Polytechnic Nasik. I welcome you back in my educational video channel. This is the series of electrical AC circuits and network. The part 1 will be basics of AC circuits and part 2 will be the behavior of AC circuits. Before starting the first part, I want to discuss that what are the objectives of this series. So after going through the series of electrical AC circuits and network, the learners will be able to understand what are the basic concepts of electrical circuit, that is the what are the types of circuit, then what are the different concepts and terminologies which are very useful for the calculation purpose. So let's begin with the first part, that is basics of AC circuit. So what is an electrical circuit or network? See, here one battery, inductor, capacitor and resistor are connected in series by using the wires. So electrical circuit or network is an electrical configuration which electrically connects the various components such as resistors, inductors, capacitors, voltage and current sources to each other. This network can be AC or DC depending on the type of source. Classifications of electrical network. There are four types of electrical network. First one is based on the presence or absence of the source, in which there are two types, active and passive network. Second classification is based on the direction of current, in which two types are unilateral and second is the bilateral network. Third classification is based on the separability of the network. The two types of this network are linear and nonlinear network. And fourth classification is based on the linearity, in which distributed and lumped network. Now we will see them one by one. Active and passive networks. Active network means the network which consists of an energy source, for example voltage or current source. Passive network means the network which does not contain any kind of energy source. For example, it contains the components but not the source, components like resistor, inductor and capacitor. The second type is unilateral and bilateral network. The unilateral network is the network whose characteristics or response is depend on the direction of current flowing through the elements which are connected in that network. Okay, for example diode, transistor, etc. Bilateral network is the network whose characteristics or the response is not depend on the direction of current flowing through the elements connected in that network, for example resistor. Third type is the linear and non-linear network. If the characteristics of network remains constant irrespective of any change in temperature, time, voltage, etc., then it's called as a linear network. And nonlinear network means if the characteristics of network changes their values with respect to the temperature, time, voltage, then it's called as the nonlinear network. The fourth type is distributed and lump network. If distributed network means if the circuit elements such as resistor, inductor and capacitor are not physically separable, then it's called as a distributed network. And lump network means if the network elements such as R, L and C can be physically separable from each other, then it's called as a lump network. See, these are the basic types of electrical supply: DC supply and AC supply. In DC supply, the magnitude and direction of the quantity is constant, and in AC supply, the magnitude and direction of the quantity changes with respect to time. Now these are some basic concepts of electrical circuit. First one is the electromotive force, EMF, or also called as the voltage. What is the EMF or voltage? See, this is the conducting material, and the electrons within these conducting materials are moving randomly in the different alignments. But when we connect the battery to this conducting material, then these electrons will start moving in one particular direction only, means from negative end of battery to the positive end of battery. So EMF or voltage is the force or pressure that causes the electrons to move in one particular direction. It is denoted by letter E or V, and its unit is volt. Apart from the word voltage and EMF, it's also called as the driving force, locomotion, prime mover, propulsion, kinetic energy, means of propulsion, and motivity. The next concept is electrical potential. You might have heard some people always say that I have the potential to do this work and I can do it. Means what? Means they have the ability to do that work. Likewise, electric potential is the capability of charged body to do work. For example, this is the charge particle and it moves from the infinity point to the another point. Means work done is done here. Work is done here. How to find the electric potential? It is the work done divided by charge. As the unit of work done is joule and unit of charge is coulomb, so the unit of electric potential is joules per coulomb or simply volt. The next concept is potential difference. Now there are two charge particles which are moving from infinity point to another 2 points. One particle is having the potential of 5 volt and suppose second particle is having the potential of 2 volt. Now what's the difference between them? 5 minus 2 is 3. So here the potential difference between two charge particles is 3 volt. It is the difference in electric potential of two charge bodies. Its unit is volt. The next is current. We have seen that when we connect the battery to the conducting material, then electrons start moving from negative to positive end. Now, current is the movement of electrons or flow of electrons in the conducting material, and this current flows in the opposite direction of flow of electrons. That is, the current flows from positive end of battery to the negative end of battery. In other words, the current is rate of change of charge with respect to time, and it is given by I is equals to dq by dt. It is represented by the letter I and its unit is ampere. Now resistor. This is the actual picture of the resistor. It is the electric component which opposes the flow of current in electric circuit, represented by letter R, unit is ohm, and these are the symbols for fixed and variable resistance. Fixed means value is fixed and variable means we can change the value of this resistor. Now what is the resistance and resistivity? Resistance is the property of the material which opposes the flow of electric current through it, and this resistance depends upon the type of that material, its length, its cross-sectional area means its size, and temperature of that material. How to find the resistance? R equals to rho L by A, where R is the resistance in ohm, rho means resistivity of material in ohm meter, L is the length of material in meter, and A is cross-sectional area of material in meter square. What is the conductance and conductivity? Conductance is the reciprocal of resistance, that is G equals to 1 by R, and its unit is mho. What is the conductivity? It is a reciprocal of resistivity, means sigma equals to 1 upon rho, and its unit is ohm meter inverse or Siemens per meter. The next concept is capacitor and capacitance. This is the actual picture of capacitor. Capacitor is the component which is having the ability of storing electrical charge or energy. These are the symbols for fixed and variable capacitor. Capacitance is the ability of component to store an electrical charge, and it is given by C equals to Q by V, that is charge upon voltage, and its unit is farad. Next is inductor and inductance. This is the actual picture of inductor. It is nothing but the coil or electromagnetic device which opposes the change in current. This is the symbol for fixed and variable inductor. Inductance is the property of inductor which opposes the change in current through it. So it is given by L equals to N phi by I. N is the number of turns of coil, phi is the flux. What is flux? We will see after later. And I is the current. And the inductance is given in the henries. Now the concept of reactance. Reactance means opposition to the flow of current which is offered by either inductor or capacitor. So the reactances can be of two types. First is the inductive reactance denoted by XL, which is the opposition to the flow of AC current offered by the inductor in the circuit, which is given by XL equal to 2 pi FL. F is the frequency of supply, which is equal to omega L. Omega is the angular velocity. Unit of the inductive reactance is ohm. The second type of unit of the inductive reactance is ohm. The second type of reactance is the capacitive reactance denoted by Xc. It is the opposition to the flow of AC current offered by the capacitor C in the circuit, which is given by Xc equal to 1 upon 2 pi Fc equal to 1 upon omega C, and its unit is also ohm. Now next is the concept of impedance. Impedance means the total opposition offered by the AC circuit to the flow of AC current through it. Total opposition means opposition offered by resistor, inductor and capacitor all. Okay, it is denoted by the letter Z and its unit is ohm. Now there are the two forms of impedance. First is rectangular and second is polar form. Rectangular form is given by Z equals to R plus minus JX, where R is the resistive part and this X is the reactive part of the circuit. For inductive circuit, Z is given by R plus JXL, and for capacitive circuit, Z is given by R minus JXC. In the polar form, Z is represented as mode of Z at an angle phi. Mode of Z means magnitude of the impedance, which is given by under root R square plus X square, and phi is the phase angle between voltage and current, which is given by tan inverse X by R. For inductive circuit and for capacitive circuit, the magnitude of Z is same, which is given by under root R square plus XL square or under root R square plus X square. But for inductive circuit, if we have to find the phi, then tan inverse plus XL by R, and for capacitive circuit, phi equals to tan inverse minus XC by R. This is the impedance triangle. This is the graphical representation or relation between the resistance, reactance and impedance. Base represents the resistance, perpendicular represents the reactance, and this hypotenuse represents the impedance. What is electric power? It is the rate of change of energy, or simply we can say it as the work done. Its unit is watt, kilowatt or megawatt. For DC circuit, the power is the simple product of voltage and current, but for AC circuit, the power is the product of voltage, current and power factor. Power factor means the cosine angle between this voltage and current. Now the types of AC power. There are three basic types of AC power: active power, reactive power and apparent power. You will see them one by one. Active power means the actual power which is consumed by the resistive part of the circuit. It is also called as a real, true or useful power. Unit of active power is watt, kilowatt or megawatt. This power is represented by the letter P and it is given by VI cos phi. The next type of power is the reactive power. It is the power consumed by the reactive part of the circuit, means inductor or capacitor. This power is also called as imaginary loss or wattless power. Unit is VAR, means volt ampere reactive, or kVAR or MVAR. This power is represented by the letter Q and is given by VI sin phi. The third type of power is apparent power. This is the total power consumed by the circuit, means the power consumed by resistor, resistive or reactive part both. The unit of this apparent power is VA, means volt ampere, or kVA or MVA, represented by the letter S and given by V into I, or I square into Z, or simply we can say it is the uh, addition of square of active and reactive power. It is same like the theorem. This is the best example for the powers. See, when you go to the coffee shop and if you order the cappuccino or coffee, then maximum time on the top of the coffee there is a cream, or maximum time there is the foam. So what is the use of that foam? It is useless or it is waste. So the coffee, actual coffee content in the glass is the real power. The foam is the reactive power, which is waste, and apparent power means the total of this active and reactive, means coffee plus foam. What is Now we'll see the power triangle. The power triangle represents the three sides, and it is a graphical representation between the active, reactive, and apparent power. Active power on the base, reactive on the perpendicular, and apparent power on the hypotenuse. What is the power factor? See, it can be defined by the four different ways. First is, it is the cosine of angle between voltage and current, that is cos phi. Second way, it is the ratio of voltage across resistor to the voltage applied across the circuit. By third way, it is the ratio of resistance to magnitude of impedance. And by fourth way, power factor is the ratio of active power to the apparent power. See, this is the best example of the to find how much is the power factor. Uh, this is also the example of power, and for power factor, if the foam is less on the top of the glass, then this is the example for high power factor. And if there is a maximum foam, then the liquid contains minimum, and it is the example for low power factor. Now, nature of power factor for different types of load. For resistive load, the power factor is unity, that is 1. For inductive load, the power factor is lagging. And for capacitive load, the power factor is leading. So this was all about the electrical AC circuit and network basics. We have learned, or we have seen all these contents in this part 1. I hope you might have understood the concepts of basic electrical AC circuits in part 1. Certainly, we are going to talk about the behavior of AC circuits in the next upcoming part 2. Till then, stay tuned, and thank you. Have a good time.